You can see and you can see my shared screen, okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Today we are going to start with Copilot, but from a different perspective. We are going to, this is special course for sales department, pre-sales and sales, in order to be able or to have the full knowledge of the technology, which is the Copilot. Copilot, of course, all of us know that this package is coming from the artificial intelligence. So, in general, as sales or pre-sales, we should have a full understanding or some kind of full understanding of this service, whether we're going to sell it for our clients in order to just tell them what are the good things and the I don't see bad things. Some people see artificial intelligence threatening in a way, but if we convince people and show them that it is more powerful for them and it will give them more power, they will be convinced that it is not a danger for anyone. Of course, any person who doesn't want to develop himself or any company that doesn't want to develop their employees or that develop even the production, they would be scared of artificial intelligence because it is taking places for some individuals all around the world. But whenever you are improving your abilities, improving everything, and making this service a part of your team, it will, of course, pay for itself. And it's, of course, proven that different services of artificial intelligence are efficient. And today we are going to talk about the Copilot, which is self-selling product because it proved that it is powerful and it is very efficient in any environment. So we should start with explaining some things related to Copilot and to artificial intelligence in general, and dive in the way that we are going to deal with our customers because they would be having a lot of questions. So whenever you understand the Copilot service infrastructure and all the details related to it, you would be able to answer all these questions. Another two parts of this course are one for the technical department and another one for the development team. The one that is related to the technical department is related to deeply, they go deeply with the with the Copilot architecture. How does it work? What are the main components? How do we prepare the environment to install it? And how do we adopt it within our environment? Regarding the development part is how to extend the powers of the Copilot. Copilot is already powerful and it can give us a lot of details related to things coming or data coming or information coming from the internet. As well, it can answer us and work with us from our own environment, which we develop, which we deploy the Copilot within. So I will be rolling through the slides and showing you what I'm talking about. And whenever you have any question, please let me know, and I would be more than glad to answer. So this is our agenda for the 4 days that are related to Copilot. Copilot for Microsoft overview, elevate productivity with Copilot, Teams Premium and Copilot. We have something that is called, and I'm sure that you are aware of, which is called the Teams Premium and Copilot that extends the team in a way that is really efficient. We have the reasonable AI, responsible AI, we have availability and licensing, driving usage and adoption, Copilot Lab, Microsoft Copilot with commercial data protection, Copilot persona-based scenarios will give examples of how each person or each department can use Copilot and take the efficiency of that, enabling Copilot adoption and measurement with Microsoft Viva, which is a platform that we can use with our clients or with our employees to just uh, give them information, send them videos, chat with them. It is an interesting environment. We also have building business cases with Microsoft Business Case Builder in case we have a client and we need to show this client how Copilot is going to act and how it will pay for itself, we have a special application or portal that is given to Microsoft partners so they can have the information related to their clients and how to apply this service to them, how it will affect each and every part of the environment, even in 365 and Office 365 or in Power Apps, or we can give it a lot of information and it will show us in percentage and different dashboards and different graphs how it will be affecting positively the environment. And we have the customer frequently asked questions because whenever you are delivering a new service to any client, the client will have a lot of questions regarding a service like the Copilot. Many fears that are related mainly to security and the data privacy and information leakage between users or between their environment and maybe other environments, because we are talking about a Copilot and we see that this Copilot is connected to the internet. You might be afraid that the information, or the client might be afraid that the information, the personal information or the information of the company might leak. Will show them that how Microsoft protect their information and makes sure that this information will not be shared. And we have also some partner resources that we'll be discussing for that. So when we talk about artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence powered environments or companies or maybe persons, because artificial intelligence is now changing the world and the industries are transforming rapidly and everything is now being using the different solutions offered by artificial intelligence. And I'm sure that as sales department now, you are facing a lot of uh, clients that are asking for development with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence invaded every part of the market and different areas of the world. It is taking control of everything. As you can see, we have all been, I'll give you some examples of that. We all have been using the Facebook or the social media applications or portals or whatever. Before the artificial intelligence, they dealt in a way, and now they are dealing in different way. Everything is now powered by artificial intelligence, and I will give you a quick example of that. Now we have the WhatsApp. We are all using the WhatsApp. We are all using the Facebook, and we are all using the Google. Whenever we go within any of these and type a word, you should know that there is a monitor that is monitoring all our activities. And this monitor has took your approval when you started using the Facebook. And if you remember or you recall that Facebook sent last year, I guess, a new agreement, license agreement, telling you that they will be accessing all your information within the Facebook, and they have your approval to use them in advertisements or in ads. So what I want to explain is that now you are, let's say, even if you are typing on your mobile phone or within your PC, or even speaking with someone, WhatsApp is listening, Facebook is listening and monitoring what you are typing, and maybe many of the applications that you are using within your mobile phone or within your own laptops are listening to you. They are listening to what you are saying and they are reading what you are typing. This is with the power of AI. So, for example, if you are searching for a chalet you want to spend this summer in, so you would go to Facebook or you would go to Google and type, let's say, luxurious chalet in any area of the world. So when it sees or monitors your activity, it will automatically start sending you ads or things that are related to what you have been searching. And this happened, and I've witnessed that when I was typing a thing or when I was saying a thing, because as I told you, WhatsApp is listening to you, Facebook is listening to you, and this is one example. Other examples are in manufacturing. Now we have car manufacturers that are using robots that are fully fully equipped or working by the power of AI. If you want to give examples, we will not be stopping because we have different and multiple examples and many examples that are related to what I am saying. So the world is really changing with the power of AI. Let me ask you one question, please. I would like to have, if I want to ask one of you, uh, if your son or your daughter comes to you and asks you, what is artificial intelligence? How do you define or describe artificial intelligence to anyone? Any answers? So, Hassana, if you are talking, I can't hear you.
Uh, no, I wasn't talking بس إنه
Okay,
artificial intelligence I tell him إنه ما بعرف a brain who is
okay,
thinking on our behalf.
yes.
Another logical opinion, a smart opinion. I
Okay.
don't know exactly how to explain this.
Okay. Simply, artificial intelligence is imitating human being. It's copying the acts of a human being, how a human being think, how a human being illustrates, how a human being translates, how a human being analyzes. So, with artificial intelligence, they are trying to create an intelligence or a mind that can act like a human. Of course, we're not talking about a normal human. We are talking about a super mind that can do many or a lot of things. And we are sorry that we can't be like the artificial intelligence and the way it acts, because now artificial intelligence is getting smarter because it can analyze faster, it has a lot of information, and there has been investments in power or computing power that made artificial intelligence create what is called the chat GPT, or what is called now the Copilot that we are working within. So Copilot, let's now go back to the Copilot. Copilot, or a chat GPT, is a technology that was rapidly and very fastly evolving, and it took the market to have 100 million users using this technology, which was the chat GPT, in 3 months. ChatGPT reached 100 million users in 3 months. This took years for the internet, maybe I guess 7 years for the internet, and maybe 10 years for the mobile phones, which we are now can't live without a mobile phone or without them. But it took them years to reach that number of users. While ChatGPT, at its initial start, took only 3 months to reach 100 million users, and now this number is multiplied by 3 or 4 number of users that are using this chat GPT. Why chat GPT was very booming? Because it was acting like a human being. It can answer any question. You can send text and it replies with text. You can send voice, it replies with voice, and it's always enhancing. The model that was created by ChatGPT, the model that was 3 or 3.5, was the primary model that was created, and now we have the 4.0 that is being used within Copilot. Both of these are based on or built on artificial intelligence. If you go to ChatGPT, you can ask ChatGPT any question. It can reply to you coming from the internet sources it has. This is the same with the Copilot, but the main difference between the Copilot and the ChatGPT is that ChatGPT stopped updating the 3.5 for the free license or the free usage It stopped at year 2022, while Copilot or the Bing chat, which is a free version of this service, is now in level or model number 4.0 or 4.0, as I guess. So, or 4.0, this is the model version of the Copilot that is differing from ChatGPT. One another important difference between them is that ChatGPT can be prompted or added or updated by users, while the one we are using with Copilot cannot be updated from users. It cannot take or it does not take the chats and use them for training the model. Training the model is the process of adding information to that database, huge database that is giving us answers on any topics that we are talking to. In addition to this model that is giving us the answers, we have different models, models that can translate, models that can create questions and answers. Simply now, I'm as a teacher, I can get a PDF file of any book and just ingest it to the database and then start asking questions about this book. I can ask it to summarize this book. I can ask it to create some quizzes related to any of the topics in different chapters within that book. And take this example for a library, for example. It is not just one book. You can add a total library to the chat GPT and you can just interact with that database in a way that is generative with a human feeling. It's a human-like, we call it, of a human-like of performance, which gives you the feeling that you are talking to a human. And now we have a lot of call centers and agents on the websites or in the applications that are powered by generative AI solutions like the chatbots, and these chatbots are connected maybe to ChatGPT or to any model of the models that can answer the questions that we are talking. And we even can create our own chatbots that can answer questions related to a specific topic or to a website or to our let's say in CTS we have different products, and these different products are separated on different websites, on different portals, web access services or web applications. We can create what we can call it, let's say, a CTS call center. Okay, and this call center or this agent, this call agent, can answer any question related to any of the websites that we have as a CTS. And this can be done by the power of AI, and we can give it the touch or the feel of a human. So these are different services, multiple of examples that can be done. So we have been talking about artificial intelligence. This is very important. Then the level of services we're talking about now, which is the chat models that can give you the human feel that you are talking to a human. This human is connected to a huge database and to a model maybe on the internet, and we can create it customized for our own company or our own environment or enterprise. And this human or this like a human chat bot can answer questions related to that. So this is when I'm talking about the Copilot. Additional the ChatGPT. Additional thing that was added within Copilot is that the Copilot, this is what I was talking about. How long did it take the Copilot to reach the 100 million users? Okay. An additional thing with Copilot, it's that it can be installed within our own environment. Just not only talking about the free versions of Copilot that are existing in different Microsoft products. We have what we call the paid version of Copilot that can go deeper within our environment and can answer, illustrate, analyze, create files, and analyze information data that are within our environment. So you have your own customized copy of Copilot that can go to your information and will be understanding that when I explain how does it do that. So the main source of the ChatGPT is the models that are within the generative AI that is given by OpenAI company. The ChatGPT 3.5 is based on 3.5. It is created by OpenAI. Also, the version that we are using in Copilot, also it's created by OpenAI, but Microsoft has the exclusive rights to use it. So this is the difference between, these are the differences between the ChatGPT and the Copilot that I have explained. So now let's roll on some of the percentages. 87% of organizations believe that AI will give them a competitive edge. Here we can just talk how it elevated it quickly. I will take you directly to this, what I was talking about. This is the extended Copilot family. We have the Copilot that we are using within different applications from Microsoft. We have Copilot and Power Platform and Dynamics and Office 365 and security in Windows Copilot. And I'm sure that you all have seen that you have a free version of Copilot in different places. And on the right corner, besides the watch and the date, you have what is called the Copilot PRE, which is in preview. This Copilot is for Windows and it can do a lot of things. So the Copilot is now acting as if it is a ChatGPT plus powers, and we have other versions and other types of free Copilots within different products of Microsoft. And we have the special version, which is the Copilot that you can purchase. I guess it's $30 per user per month, but the minimum is 1 year for user. This Copilot can do much more than the Copilot, the normal Copilot or the free version of Copilot, and we'll see the differences between them. All of them are coming from the OpenAI using the Azure OpenAI services or the cognitive services. This is what we call it the extension or the power of the Copilot. As you can see here, 68% of the people said that Copilot improved their quality of their work. 70% that, I'm starting from the right, I will go back to the left now. 70% said Copilot made them more productive. 77% said that they didn't want to give up the Copilot. Any of you has the license of Copilot? Do you have it within your tenant? Did you use the Copilot? Okay, Mr. Majid. Okay. Okay. Can you tell us, Mr. Majid, was it, how was the experience with Copilot? Your personal experience?
Depend on which one. Where it was good.
Did you use it within Microsoft Word to create an, let's say, a document, or within your email, or within any place?
Yeah, I use it for, that's what I'm saying. I use it for Microsoft Word or Excel or PowerPoint.
Okay.
So for
do you
Word,
think you, okay. Is it, did it change anything within your performance or your overall creativity?
Word, yes.
Okay.
No, I asked for a template of a document and it did it for me, and then I was able to fill it quicker. I also at one time asked to review a contract, and there was like a couple of points that quickly I was able to notice through Copilot that it needs changed. Excel, I think I was using it some time ago when I would changed, but some time ago you had to put the data in a table form, otherwise it wouldn't be helpful.
Yes.
So it wasn't really helpful back then. Now I know that it changed a bit. And PowerPoint, I also used it to try to build some PowerPoint that was very basic compared to PowerPoint work that I needed to do. So it is helpful if someone have a Word document, I want to put it in PowerPoint, it will give some basic slides and ideas, but it doesn't fit what I needed because my slides were a bit more complex.
Okay.
I also used it once in OneNote. So I asked it to go through all my, because I take notes on OneNote, and to tell me what are the tasks that I need to do. So it came up with a very long list of tasks. So that's also sometimes helpful.
Okay, great. Then we are talking about a positive experience. Maybe it's not as you want, it's not very satisfactory to the limits that you want, but at least it is a positive experience, right?
It is a positive experience.
Okay.
For some reason, I still feel that ChatGPT is more powerful. I don't know,
Me
that's my
too.
feeling.
Okay.
And I have also the paid version of ChatGPT. I read it
You have the
personally.
paid version,
I-
then you have the latest model. That's
Yeah, exactly.
okay. Then basically we have the same engine behind both of these, but maybe the interface was maybe more familiar, or maybe because you are used to prompting with ChatGPT easier than with Copilot. We'll discuss that later. We'll see what is called the prompting, how to improve ourselves with prompting, and we'll get the best of the experience of Copilot. I'm sure about that. So,
Khalid,
yes.
I do not use Copilot. I used it
Okay.
like twice on
Okay.
this. Usually I use ChatGPT. هلا ChatGPT كمان أنا I have the paid version بس it's much more clever in Arabic language than Copilot. Copilot is weak بعده. He needs to improve himself بالعربي.
هلا
Based,
الفكرة
based on my
انه
experience.
الفكرة, the idea behind what I'm saying is that both of them have the same model that is coming from OpenAI. Maybe Microsoft has its own version, it updated some things, but they should give you similar results. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I myself still use 3.5 and I'm using Copilot a lot. Maybe now I'm using Copilot more than the ChatGPT because it is updated. Because I have the free version of the ChatGPT, while here I have the paid version that was offered by CTS. So now we will go through some of the demonstrations after I finish some slides, and we'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm sure that by performing some of the labs or seeing some of the labs, you will get better by using this Copilot. I am supposed to go with the side of Copilot because I prefer it, maybe because Microsoft pays for me for that. But practically, it is great. Let's see, because it has a lot of things that ChatGPT cannot do in the free version, at least. Okay? Yani ChatGPT cannot go and analyze my data. ChatGPT cannot go and create what we call generate any file or any file based on the information that I have within my environment. They have the same product at ChatGPT, but with Microsoft Copilot, I have tested that and I've seen it is enough for me. So let's just go ahead and start things. What I wanted to say in this slide is that Copilot or ChatGPT can help us improve the quality of our work by just correcting mistakes, maybe changing the topic in a more professional way. Even if we have the English as a native language, maybe sometimes we are not good or perfect in technical writing or maybe professional writing. So this ChatGPT can enhance the way we write and enhance the mistakes grammatically or on dictionary side. And even it can translate, it can do a lot of things. Sometimes what we're talking about here in this left side, people say that I am not able to initialize something. Like Mr. Majid asked, let's say, us to write anything related to any topic that might be of interest, like creating a plan for, let's say, a company in order to give them training on a certain subject. So I might just stay confused a bit in order, how come I going to start with what? With Copilot or with ChatGPT or the artificial intelligence, I just start prompting. Prompting, when I say prompting, is I start typing anything on the prompt. Related to that, maybe I type some keywords, because we are all used to using the keyword search, which we have been using with Google for many years. And now we have a different way of talking to the system. We can prompt it in a way like write, generate. We have some prompts that we are going to see and use that makes things easier and gives me the initialization power, so I can go ahead and start working. 64% would have struggled with finding time and energy to get their work done. It's sure that Copilot, I will just use the term Copilot, you can imagine it as a chat GPT, you have really can save you a lot of time. We have seen a lot of things that Copilot or chat GPT saved us time, like creating things, monitoring things, analyzing, simplifying, creating questions and answers. We had a lot of things that, or summarizing, because these are all built in the models of the ChatGPT. Also, 70% indicate they would delegate as much as possible AI to lessen their workloads. Of course, AI is making our life easier, is making our work easier. That's why many people are scared of AI. But for me, I guess being a friend or adopting it is better than having it as something to fear. Now I show you a demonstration. So as you have seen within this quick demonstration, it demonstrated many things related to Copilot in Word and Excel and PowerPoint. It can create a lot of things. This is the main idea about Copilot, or the main power behind Copilot. What I want you to know is that when we go to a customer telling him or telling them that we are going to use Copilot, we are going to just give you a power that, or an additional helper that can access, like the chat GPT, as you have been saying, that can access the internet and get the information. And in addition to that, it can go to a place within my environment that is called the MS graph, the Microsoft graph. What is the Microsoft graph? يعني, what I'm saying is that when you start prompting with Copilot, you have the information coming from the internet. This is basic answers coming from the internet when you're talking about anything related to information I'm asking about. But if I have my own Copilot that is installed within Microsoft 365, so I have this Copilot connecting the first source, which is the internet, and then it is connecting my MS graph. Again, MS graph is where all my tenants, users, and devices components are, which means that I have Hassana, I have Mr. Majid, I have Mirai, I have a lot of users. And all these users are on daily basis creating files in Word, in Excel, in PowerPoint, and different applications, even in Dynamics, even in Power Apps. We have different products and we are sending emails and we are having Teams meetings. All of these are components under the umbrella of what is called the MS graph. So now I have the Copilot connected to this MS graph. Then now I can just ask Copilot to treat this information or deal with this information that are within the MS graph as if they are on the AI model that ChatGPT is talking with or the Copilot is talking with. I can just ask it to generate files, generate answers, translate files, translate, and do anything I want from within my own environment. يعني أنا جبت chat GPT لإلي. I have purchased my own chat GPT that I can use it within my own environment and I can do a lot of things. What is in this slide is that Copilot is built on the Microsoft comprehensive approach. I would just explain it. It's related to security, related to compliance, related to privacy. About these three, what is meant by that? This Copilot that I have implemented within my environment is following the compliance, the privacy, and the security rules, policies, and compliance regulations that I have created or the administrators in my company has already created, which means that at the beginning of the creation of City as tenant, when the administrator started creating the groups and created the users and created and added the devices, at the administration department, they have set policies or a group of policies and they applied them on users in a way that Khalid, as a technical trainer, cannot access Mr. Majid's files or Madame Hassana's files or anybody's files on this tenant. I can't, sometimes I can't read them. Sometimes I might have the ability to read, but not to download. So these protocols or these permissions or policies that were applied by the administration or the administrative department are applying to Copilot. So this is one thing that I should understand is that all my data within the tenant are following the security rules that were created by the administration, whether they are technical or maybe sometimes there are some rules coming from the main administration or from uh, the owner of the company. They have their own policies that they want to apply. They are all compliant to general security parameters and they are appliant or compliant to my own permissions or my own rules. For example, I do not allow external devices to join my environment. This is also done by the administration. If I am going to have a guest, because I am now working with maybe let's say XYZ company, and we have created what's called business to business development area or workplace working together. When these users coming from other tenants or external tenants and coming to my tenant, everything that my administrators have created will still apply and comply, even the devices coming from outside. And for notice, the customer accounts cannot use the Copilot license or cannot have access to your information within the Copilot licenses because they cannot use it because until now, the guest account cannot benefit from the Copilot. Regarding the privacy, every user has the ownership of his files. The company has the ownership of their files. They know where their files are, and they only have access to them due to the permission table or permissions that they have set. So Microsoft do not use their information and cannot use their information. Everything you do on the chat will be temporarily on your device, then it will be erased. It is not used to train the models or they are not uploaded and being used. And all of these are under the responsible AI concepts that are set by the open AI, like the fairness, uh, reliability, all the responsible AI concepts are applied within the Copilot Studio package or service. This is what I was talking about. When we are talking with Microsoft 365, we have the LLM models, which are the Chat GPT or the Copilot Model 4. We have the Microsoft Graph, your data, our information. We have also the internet, and we have the information or the applications coming from Office 365. Maybe sometimes you have storages, you have external storages using Azure, using any other device. Then the Copilot, let's have it as a brief because we are at sales. Copilot can access all the information coming from any of these sources, and we can select between them. يعني sometimes I don't want my clients or my employees to use the internet, so I can enable Copilot and they cannot have access or they do not have access to the internet, like switching the internet and having the power of Copilot locally within my tenant. I still can use it without accessing the internet. Okay, any questions? Is everything understood until now?
Yes.
Okay. So Copilot gives us supercharged productivity, amplified creativity, and trusted security. We have all the productivity in the world that we need, and we have also all of this is under the security. You will be seeing this word trusted security a lot from now on because they also always Microsoft stress on this because this is the most thing a client might be afraid of. And I'm sure when you are going to discuss this for a client, they will be asking 1 million questions related to the trust or to the security. How are my files safe? Will Microsoft update take my data and use them for advertisement or use them for training or for whatever? You can make sure that it is not possible to for Microsoft. They have the agreement. They will not be using your personal information. Okay, here are, I will show that in demonstration, which is better than just the slides. It is in the Outlook, lighten the load in the Outlook. I don't know if you have used it within Outlook. In Outlook, it can summarize the emails. It can give you summaries about if we have a long email thread between you and multiple users, like sending emails, talking to each other by email on a subject or in a project. So with Outlook, it can summarize these emails for you and gives you what's new about a thing, where are we in a certain level. It can summarize everything and gives you these information. Stay caught up with teams, easily track discussions, as you can see, produce conversation with summaries. And I will tell you something that is added to that. When we have the access to Microsoft Graph, then we can have access to all the information. We have an addition to that Microsoft Graph, which is called the MS Graph API. This is something we are going to explain for the guys of the development team, which means that if I have out the Copilot installed and running on my environment. Okay, it can monitor the teams, but if I needed to monitor deeper and give me more details, all these details are stored within the Microsoft Graph. So in order to have the ability to access them, this MS Graph, I have what is called the MS Graph API, which gives me more power to query more details. It means that I have now like a query language by this Graph API that enables me to get more deep details about any application that I am using. And it is very efficient using it with Microsoft Teams. In addition to that, they have something called the extension, which is also an addition to the power of the Copilot, which makes the Copilot a super Copilot that can. I'm talking about what you told me was related to ChatGPT and how you get information from it. But what I'm talking about here is the Copilot and its power within my own environment. If this power I can't, if is not so clear to me, I can just have what is called developing myself in the prompting, and I can get best results or better results from the Copilot, and I'm sure about what I'm saying. In addition to that, it has a marvelous extension powers that can give me deeper information. Now I can create applications that based on Copilot, and it can do a lot more. For example, we had one of the clients that within the work with CTS told me that they have different schools, they have different online sessions. They log in they have different classes and different categories, whatever. They needed some information by the default Teams reports cannot be accessed or cannot be generated. But with the power of API, the Graph API, and the Copilot, I can now connect Copilot with Power BI and the Microsoft Teams in order to create an interface for the client that can give any answer to any of the sub details and sub details that this customer needs. Thanks to the power of what is called Graph API, MS Graph API, which is something related to the developers more than you as sales team. This is what I'm talking about, the power of Copilot. As you can see, Copilots work with you in cleaning your inbox. It does a lot with Outlook. Okay, I will show you this demonstration again.
We all struggle with the pull of the inbox. Sometimes it keeps us from focusing on our most important work. But at the same time, you have important emails to respond to. Copilot can help you separate the signal from the noise and give you hours of time back. Copilot can help you triage your inbox, highlighting the most important emails to prioritize. And Copilot also helps you on the go in Outlook Mobile. It can summarize long email threads. You can draft a reply, use data from an Excel file, and Copilot will generate a reply for you. You can edit it. You can make it more concise, change the writing style, or add more context. Now all that's left to do is review the proposed response and hit send. It's a productivity game changer.
So as you have seen in Copilot, I could do things within Outlook. I will do some of the labs with you, maybe on the last day of the sessions. Because not all of you have the license, I will do with you some examples. And tomorrow, when we start the session, I will show you some practical examples. I want to make sure of something before I do that with you tomorrow. But you can see how it serves in different. We'll have now uh, demonstration in different products of Microsoft. Okay. Now on meetings, let's see in meetings. And as I told you, this is what we see. This is the first level of what Copilot can do. I promise that I will show you deeper and more exciting things related to Copilot.
Imagine you have an appointment that conflicts with your weekly business review. What if you could do both? With Copilot, you can opt to follow a meeting. After the meeting ends, Copilot will summarize what you missed. You'll get a notification in Teams when the recap is ready. This recap will highlight content that was shared, summarize notes, and any action items for you or others whose names were mentioned. You see that one of your customers was discussed, and you want to learn more. You can ask Copilot clarifying questions, and it provides a detailed response. It can tell you why a certain decision was made, and gives you helpful context. You can even ask Copilot what other solutions were considered, and it provides citations from the transcript so you can see where Copilot drew these conclusions. It's a huge time saver. So that was pretty cool. But the real magic of Copilot happens during a live meeting. Let's say you're in a meeting with your team. You can ask Copilot to summarize the meeting so far. You can see how it summarizes who said what points were made, and it's really capturing the spirit of the discussion. And as the meeting progresses, you can check in on where people stand. You can even ask Copilot what questions are unresolved. It's just amazing to see this happen in real time during a meeting.
I guess we have some discussions. Let's see them. Yes, it supports Arabic. Okay. Let me just try to finish all the demonstrations today, and we will have the discussions. Okay, we have some powers with Teams and Premium. I will discuss that later. Like the intelligence meeting
With
recap.
Intelligent Recap, you'll see a personalized snapshot with insights to help you discover information that matters most to you. It uses AI to assign tasks and provides context for how the task was captured, and you can accept the task directly in Meeting Recap, or even during the meeting when the task is first identified and proposed. You can easily navigate meeting recordings with auto-generated chapters to help you understand the content of a meeting discussion. Meeting recordings will automatically call out key moments, such as when your name was mentioned, a screen was shared, and when you left the meeting. You can also easily share a link from a particular timestamp or a chapter of the recording, making it easy to collaborate with related stakeholders who weren't in the meeting.
With Copilot and Teams Phone, you can make and receive calls from your Teams app on any device and get real-time summarization and insight. Here, you're on a call with a teammate discussing the plans for an upcoming marketing event. During the call, Copilot can summarize key action items, owners, and deadlines discussed, so you don't have to worry about getting distracted by taking notes. Or you can use natural language commands, such as asking Copilot for suggestions on additional planning work streams you and your teammate should consider for the event you're planning. Copilot also works during PSTN calls. Here, you're on a PSTN call with a customer who is interested in learning more about your company's recent product announcements. With the help of Copilot, you can summarize the call, helping you stay focused and engaged during the conversation. Copilot can also curate a list of unresolved questions that came up during the call. The customer has some specific questions that require input from another subject matter expert in your organization. Using the Consult Then Transfer feature, you can chat with your colleague and confirm she's able to help the customer with their questions. Now, when you transfer the call to her, thanks to Copilot, she's able to get a summarized recap of your discussion and a list of the top questions raised by the customer, all in a matter of seconds. This saves you time you would have spent catching up and creates a better customer experience since the customer won't need to recap their questions. These scenarios are only a few examples of the many ways you can use Copilot during Teams calls, helping you spend less time on busy work and more time on connecting and collaborating with teammates, customers, and partners.
Okay, guys, I guess we don't have enough time for other demos. We'll see them tomorrow. Let me just do a quick recap. If you have any questions, if you have anything, please let me know. And I guess so. Do you have any questions? Do you have anything to add for today's session?
No, nothing from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nope, just wondering how we can get access so that we can understand it better, practice it, things like that.
Well, I guess this is something you should discuss with maybe Mr. Majid or someone on the management. I will give, okay, I will just try to do demonstrations in front of you as much as I can, and that will be the manager's decision to do what they ever see suitable. Okay?
Yep, understood. Thank you, Khalid.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.